Finnegan Jacob Miracle. My name is also Finnegan Cannon, but they call me Finnegan Jacob Miracle. Publicly accused Scott Samuel Scooter Braun of falsely signing me, of stating I was signed, of keeping me here. I accuse him of not paying me for work. I accuse him of knowing who I am, of watching me, spying on me, of seeing what I'm doing, of watching me for a number of months, making commentary and things on my life, and speaking to me for months. I accuse him of being fatherly with me, saying to call him Dad. I had so many papas. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, mother figure as well, an accusation of this as well. Lots of papas, I had lots of papas. Very suddenly I had lots of papas, and I'm accusing them of being my papas. Of having little privacy with them, calling these informationals. I accuse them of spying on my private moments. I accuse It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia of permanent damage. Permanent damage to my head, a head injury, 100 injuries to my head over months. Permanent damage. An assault. I accuse Glenn Howerton of calling me a Howerton. Glenn Howerton calling me a Howerton, a member of his family. At the end of my first name, then his surname, Howerton. And there being a sexual assault by him, a lack of boundaries of consent. Go away, please don't do that. I accuse them of laughing or making me laugh, sometimes when it wasn't appropriate, or telling jokes when it wasn't appropriate. This was like serious or whatever. There was harassment, abuse, serious physical injuries, included intimacy with my sex and privacy beyond what's normal or considered okay. I do accuse them of that. I accuse them of a murder, of being aware of me being murdered and responding to it. I accuse them of a murder, the murder of my person, and knowing about this murder. Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, trauma, PTSD from these events and these interactions, power over my person without consent. This was non-consensual or whatever, interactions or whatever that were without consent and were quite, traumatizing for me. Taking advantage of me. I accuse It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia of being here for for a year, of not feeding me when it was implied they should have done. I accuse them of having experiences with me in October, as early as that. In November, of meeting Charlie Day and Rob McElhenney at the end of my bed, and them naming themselves, often referring to themselves, using their characters, talking about their show, talking about their characters for months, referring to their lives, laughing about themselves, for a number of months, having sort of experiences with them that seemed to be quite sort of grand or well designed or orchestrated, or quite probably quite expensive experiences with them. I accused Charlie Day of spending a lot of time with me, witnessing severe violence and harm to my person, ongoing every day for months. I also accused him of witnessing severe torture to my person, of understanding who I am, knowing my life story, everything about me, knowing my whereabouts, and having a real relationship with me. Not stopping communication when they should have done, not leaving me alone. I begged for it to stop, I begged for them to let me die. There's video footage of me begging Glenn Howerton to let me die, to kill me while I'm sobbing. I had scars and bruises all over my body, making me want to do these things because of the inequality and mistreatment and violation of my human rights that occurred, of torture with images and words, which was traumatic. I screamed and shouted. I accused them of months, hours, hundreds of hours of this inhuman treatment. I accused them of leaving me homeless with nothing, with no money, not being able to really do anything else because this is my what I am working. I don't have a choice to turn it on, to turn it off, or anything. The device or whatever, like the technology. They did this through technology. Of knowing me very intimately and privately, technology in my mind as body was used as a technological weapon and felt unsafe. I'm asking for some sort of public investigation or some sort of inquiry or response from them publicly about this. Some sort of thing to get some sort of a justice or answer about how they were in my life. These men, Charlie, Rob, Scooter, Glenn, etc., having real relationships with me and attaching their show to my life for months and essentially ruining my life, mistreatment and things, and involving me in things that I didn't necessarily want to be involved in parts of, the world or whatever, things that maybe I didn't really care about or want at that time. I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't have a choice. I accused them of this being some sort of a murder, and this murdering me in how it affected me, murdering me and sort of all this stuff or whatever, affecting me, being, having, emotions with me and things, being very physical with me, things like that. Been here almost every day for the past year, 6 months, 5 months definitely, said their names, attached themselves to my life, my world, and visited me and had money there behind it, visited me for a number of months, been here physically. They have been here categorically, or whatever, they've been here definitely physically and said their names in person, and it's ruined my life, has severely affected me, and I've received no compensation or any sort of public investigation or report or knowledge of my existence or their interaction with my life. They as themselves named themselves as being heavily involved in my life. Their faces, their voices, their physical appearances, their physical presence, their physical everything, and I'm asking for some sort of justice as to why this happened, what else was going on, and some sort of anything, because it has left me with sort of nothing, and there's nothing really left to my life anymore. They sort of came and they did all this stuff, and then I was just basically murdered and then just left to die or whatever. And they spoke of money and things, they spoke of money often, they shoved money into my face for months, money. This was ages ago, and yeah, I'm publicly accusing It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Scooter Braun of awareness of my life and damage, and leaving me sort of just to die after having fun with me, which was of a very bizarre nature. Fun which was of a very bizarre and very triggering, very dark. I was threatened with darker, things like that. Some sort of response from them, some sort of understanding or any sort of awareness that this is some sort of horrific injustice, and I've genuinely been reporting something that's genuinely happened to me, some sort of, whatever there, and that's, I hope for some sort of justice or some sort of legal thing about that to do with the show, any sort of compensation or help. They also said that they studied this. I accused them of saying that they studied it, and me maybe not wanting to hear that and not really understanding what it meant, but it was repeated to me quite a lot, and I don't know what that was or whatever, and there's other things as well. And yeah, they're darker, saying it was darker, and it was very dark. I mean, being confused, not really knowing what was going on, not doing sort of correct conduct with me and things like that. So yeah.